Hello race fans, and welcome to episode 16 of Translated's adventure around the planet in the Ocean Globe race. My name is Paul Cayard, I'm your host, and we're here in Auckland, New Zealand this week as the team prepares to start leg 3. I'm standing right next to the world famous Steinlager 2, the boat that won the 1989 Whitbread Round the World race, and they didn't just win the race, they won every single leg. Let's go on board and check it out. So being on board Steinlager 2 here in Auckland, New Zealand creates a great vibe for Translated 9, who is leading this round the world race. Again, the Ocean Globe race is the 50th anniversary of the Whitbread Round the World race, so a lot of good positive synergies here. The team fought hard and won the race into Auckland boat for boat, as well as on corrected time. So it's been about 5 weeks since the finish, and the team has had a bit of rest, but after a Southern Ocean leg, the boats get pretty beat up and there's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done, and they've been hard at work fixing a few problems and also doing preventative maintenance on the boat. They did get a bit of time to take a break with their families. Obviously it was Christmas and New Year's, so all in all, the team is rejuvenated, the boat is ready, and the team is psyched to head out on leg 3. So let's talk about leg 3 a little bit. It's the Southern Ocean leg, second Southern Ocean leg. It'll effectively end the Southern Ocean racing, which is what defines an around the world race really. It's from Cape of Good Hope to Cape Horn. That's the Southern Ocean, and that's what defines an around the world race. It's 4,400 miles from Auckland, New Zealand to Cape Horn. And along the way, the race organizers have put 2 ice waypoints in that the fleet has to honor by staying to the north of. That's to keep boats out of ice, obviously. It also keeps the winds a little bit lighter than they might otherwise be. And it's probably a smart thing all in all. So they'll get down to Cape Horn and make that left turn. That's the biggest left turn on the planet. That's what I like to say as a sailor. And it'll be pretty cold, pretty windy down there at Cape Horn, hopefully not too windy for them. And they'll go north, and every day it gets about 2 or 3 degrees warmer, and they know that at the end of a week or so, maybe 10 days on these boats, they'll be in Punta del Este, Uruguay, a tropical paradise, beautiful beaches, and I'm sure a very welcoming group of fans. Also remembering the many stopovers of the Whitbread Round the World race that stopped in Punta del Este. So we're really getting ready for Sunday. I'm going to look at the router now and go over the weather with you to see what the teams can expect. Set up for leg 3. I've got us starting here in Auckland, New Zealand, sailing out east around the East Cape of New Zealand and down around Cape Horn, up either inside or outside the Falkland Islands to Punta del Este, Uruguay. I think it's about 6,600 nautical miles. And along the way, the fleet will have to honor these 2 ice waypoints. That is to say, they'll sail to the north of both of them. You can see that the Great Circle route, the yellow line, would have them coming down below the ice waypoints if they were not requirements. But they are requirements, so the fleet will have to go north, which is a little longer distance and a little safer. So northerly winds to start. The boat does a little tacking to get out around the Coromandel and reaches across the Bay of Plenty to East Cape. Northerly winds 15 building 25, 24 hours into the leg. We're off the coast and moving along well. Pretty strong northerlies. And now we see a cold front coming up from the south, and we're getting 35, 40 knots of north, and then very abruptly, it looks like in Tuesday night, probably going to happen in the dark, the winds are going to shift to the south. It'll be windy initially, but moderate as we get to midday Wednesday, and 15 knots from the south. So all in all, pretty quick exit from Auckland. Not too painful, except for that front going through Tuesday night. That'll Be a little spicy, it looks like. But the fleet will be pretty happy with that as a start to leg 3 and the last leg of the Southern Ocean. So all things look good for Sunday the 14th. So that's a wrap on episode 16. For me personally, to come back to Auckland, New Zealand is always fun. I've departed here 3 times, headed for Cape Horn. A lot of emotions come back when I think back to those trips. I also lived here in 1999 with my family for the America's Cup. This is a historic place, Auckland, New Zealand, in terms of yachting. The country of New Zealand loves sailing. It's second to rugby only as a national sport. And a lot of young people got their start by joining the Whitbread Round the World race. So I'm super happy for the crew of Translated to be having this experience. A lot of our crew members are young, under 25 years old. This is not only a great sailing race, but this is a lifetime experience for them. And I see it in their eyes, meeting with them down here, really how much they've grown so far, thanks to Translated and this journey that Marco and Isabel put everybody on. So leg 3 is the granddaddy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be cold. They're going to have the best of times and they're going to have the worst of times. But through it all, we will always believe in the humans.